everyone, my name's Anri, and I like to just explain to you guys a little bit about my services. So in the 70s, a bunch of guys discovered that some of our hypnotherapists, psychoanalysts were making really good progress with their clients. And they were wondering, why are some of them making progress and others weren't? And they realized that those practitioners that were applying techniques were seeing amazing results. And if you think that Freud, who discovered psychoanalysis, he even said it takes about 1,000 hours of psychoanalysis before you see any significant change in a client. So if you think how much you're going to pay, maybe your medical aid pays for it, but it's insane because psychoanalysis is really archaic. It's a basic foundational structure of understanding human behavior, but it doesn't help you to shift quickly through your shit. So these guys then took all of these techniques and compiled it into a practice that they called neuro-linguistic programming. So basically they also realized that the clients don't really trust the hypnotherapist practitioner because they are not consciously aware of what's happening in the session. So there's a little bit of a mistrust issue there. So they invented a way for the practitioner to use language, so neuro-linguistic programming, linguistic means language, for the practitioner to use language to talk directly to the client's unconscious mind. And this language is like in a script form, so we use a sequence of words so that we can talk directly. And how we call it, there's a communication model that we explain to our clients. So how it works is that every second of your life, you have a stream of information coming to your awareness. And there's so much information coming, some people say it's like 24 million bits of information coming towards your consciousness every single second. So how I understand it is like, I'm sitting here, it's daylight, I'm talking to you guys, I'm using my hands, I'm speaking English, I'm aware of my body sitting on the chair, all of the sensations, all of this information is coming towards me. But the unconscious mind wants you to help you to quickly react in every moment. So it breaks down the information to what we call the ±5 principle. So it's between 3 to 7 bits of information per second that the unconscious mind can use to help you to react in the moment. And the way it breaks down the information is your language, your beliefs, your morals that you were taught and accepted, your attitude. So for instance, let's say you look at a glass of water and it's half filled with water. If you're in a good attitude, you see the glass is half full. If you're in a not so good attitude, you're feeling a little bit low, and then you look at the same information, a glass filled halfway with water, and you say the glass is half empty. So it's all about the attitude, how you read the information, how the unconscious mind filters the information. So an example I'd like to use is, let's say you see a 16-year-old girl walking in the street pregnant, and one person filters that information saying, wow, look how brave she is, she's keeping the child. And the other person is looking at her saying, wow, what a slut. Same information, but how you process it. So sometimes you become aware that you have beliefs that filter the information coming towards you that's not serving your desire or where you say you want to go. For instance, you can look at your children and think, I'm really not a good enough parent. And because you have that filter, your unconscious mind will help you to focus on all the information proving to you constantly that you're not good enough. So if you release that belief, then all of a sudden you start noticing that you are good enough. So this is so crazy, this limiting belief patterns, because it's at the unconscious level, it's an automatic response program. So for instance, if we look at the emotions, let's say you're going into a board meeting, you know it's tough board meetings, you usually get triggered in these meetings, and you say to yourself, today I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get angry. I'm going to keep my calm. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to sit there. And you go into the board meeting with this very strong resolve, and this guy says something, and you're like, boom, flooded with anger. So what happened there? You have maybe a belief pattern where you hate people that are chauvinistic, or you hate people that are unethical, or you hate liars. Maybe somewhere in your life you were exposed to someone that really caused a lot of trauma in your life, and at the unconscious level you formed a belief pattern where you hate people that lie. So then the unconscious mind, what happened there is saying, wow, I know how to respond here, here's the automatic response program. So now you want to release this automatic response programs so that you can remain centered and calm in your full awareness, able to access your inner knowing or your intuition, or able to access your knowledge from the higher self, and consciously decide, how am I going to react today? Am I today going to speak my truth and say, I don't tolerate this distrust or these lies or people that don't speak in honesty? Or are you going to keep your calm and resolve it a few days later? You know, it's up to you. So what we do with timeline therapy is we're looking for the first event, the root cause, when a belief pattern was formed at the unconscious level. And once we have that root cause, we can cut it. It's basically like we delete the automatic response program. And we also delete all the buildup of emotions that's tied into that belief pattern. And it all release. And we even inform at the unconscious level to retain the learnings from all these events, so that next time, if you're in a similar situation, you're able to access all your learnings from all the previous experiences, but you can consciously decide how you want to act. So this is a beautiful way of quickly moving through your mental deconditioning, or what we call in self-directed education your deschooling, all the conditioning that you've picked up through your lifetime, even previous lives, even in the womb. Release it at that level, because we take on so much guilt and responsibility for our actions, and often we came into this life with these belief patterns. So when we ask the client, if you were to know when was the first time you imprinted the belief that you're not good enough, often we find that it's before birth. It's some grandparent or from a past life where there was a really traumatic event, and that trauma is still active in the DNA, because remember, DNA is not only physical, there's the energetic information, the plasma that's tied into our DNA. So we are birthed with that, and it's our mission on this earth to resolve that. Because we are the heroes of our own stories, and we cut the line of this trauma spreading further than this generation. So if you want to see quick results, timeline therapy is the way to go. Thank you so much.
Con tiempo todo. Sí, ok. Perfecto.
Thank you.